Dad, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you. We'll start with you, Maria.
Hey, Matthew, what has this day been like in the last few days, just trying to now prepare for this game?
It's been a little bit different. There's no question about that. Just trying to do everything we can to figure out who we're going to have available, who we're not going to have available, when we're going to play, all those kind of things. Kind of feel, set in stone, obviously, about when we're going to play now, which we feel good about. Kind of gives us an end date for our preparation. I believe that the personnel side of it will probably be fluid all the way up until game day, based on the new protocols. But we got a really strong group of guys, a strong group of leaders. We're just, putting the work in where we can. Obviously, that's Zoom meetings at the moment. Able to get on the field and run around a little bit today with some guys, which was good to get back and just get back into the flow of doing football activities. But we're taking it one day at a time and trying to be as prepared as we possibly can come Tuesday.
How difficult is that when you're so used to working with the same guys and knowing who's going to be out there to now being like, you don't really know?
Yeah. It's difficult. Luckily, for us on the offensive side of the ball, we've got a decent amount of guys that have played some football for us that are going to be available, and maybe we get some more back. I don't know. I know defensively, we probably had a few more guys on the list than we did on offense. So, for us on offense, it's been pretty normal. As far as personnel as who's out there, obviously not a normal week when it comes to all the stuff, but, I feel good about where we are and where we're going.
Thank you.
Claudia.
Hey, Matthew, talking about that COVID protocols obviously are affecting everything. It's all this making you more observant, more focused on who will be on the field with you, or do you try to look at differently?
I think at the moment, just trying to look at scheme and all those kind of things. And then, like I said, just kind of figure out personnel as it becomes available or unavailable. It's a fluid situation. It was a little bit fluid, frankly, going into last week as well. Knowing that we had some game day tests, we might have some issues with some guys. We ended up having a couple issues with some guys, and had to adjust on the fly there. So I feel like last week was a little bit of a precursor as far as what we may have to do throughout the week to be available and be ready to go. This on a larger scale this week, probably.
And last one for me, beating the Cardinals has given the team a lot of confidence going into a game against the Seahawks. But what is about Coach Pete Carroll's team that makes his defense tough, no matter who they have on the field?
They're really well coached. Their assignment sound, and they've got playmakers. Both on the defensive side of the ball and on the offensive side of the ball. Russell's done a heck of a job coming back from, his injury with his finger and started to really play some. High quality football as of late, making big plays like he always has. And then on the defensive side, they're still affecting the quarterback, doing a good job against the run and guys on the back end making plays on the football. So, it's about us going out there and executing our game plan and playing well within ourselves, at home and trying to get a win.
Lindsay.
Hey, Matthew, the last 3 days, have you guys been going through offensive meetings virtually or game plans, or what have the last 3 days kind of looked like for you?
Yeah, a little bit like that. Trying to go through and get together as much as we can, but at the same time, with who we were going to have available, the fluidity of that game plan has changed, I guess, or, the concepts and some of the stuff that we were thinking about running maybe early in the week are a little bit different now. But it was good to get out on the grass today and run around.
And then just with this situation kind of still ongoing, how concerned are you that, any day you could take a test and potentially come back positive? Is it on your mind at all?
Yeah, I think just given the, given the recent events, yes, I think that's part of it. Can't be a human being and not be, thinking about that at the moment, considering how many guys on our team have been affected by it already. Really biggest thing is just want those guys to be feeling as good as they possibly can. Hope those guys are doing as good as they can at the moment. Want those guys to get back as fast as possible and as fast as they feel, right and healthy to do. And then we'll go play the games and go from there.
Thanks.
Yep.
Bridget.
Hey, Matthew, what has been the biggest challenge just emotionally having a big win Monday night, coming back, not being able to go into the facility on Tuesday, and then just managing the COVID changes that you didn't have to manage this season until week 15? Obviously last year you did it a lot, but what's the biggest challenge emotionally and how are you staying focused with everything going on?
Yeah, I think it just change in the day-to-day. You know, that's the biggest thing is what we were used to doing after we played a game, whether we won or lost, was, you know, come in, meet together, have lunch together, talk it out, figured out what we did well, what we didn't do well. And that obviously changed, you know, pretty rapidly. I got to give Sean a bunch of credit. You know, he's been really transparent with us as a team. What's going on? Here's our next move. He's had a great plan all week, both from a schematic standpoint, but also from a logistics standpoint, which is tough to navigate. So we just kind of take our orders from him and kind of go from there. And he's done a great job of laying out a plan for us. Guys are dialed in. It felt, you know, we had a great, kind of a jog through, half fast, half jog through practice today. And you know, just looking forward to get back out there and playing ball and feel normal.
And then real quick, does it kind of stop you in your tracks? You know, it seems like we got to a point where we were done with all of this. And then this week specifically, so many teams have 20 plus players, or, you know, 3 games are changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't something that I think anybody could see coming, you know, including the NFL. Otherwise, you know, we had to kind of make make the appropriate adjustments on the fly, you know, and that's tough to do, but I don't think it was anything that we saw coming. I don't think the players or the coaches or the league probably saw this one coming at such a, you know, mass scale, I would say, but I think they did the right thing. We'll move forward and hopefully, you know, can do a better job of, you know, just having things ready to go for when things happen and you know, play the games.
Jordan.
Matthew, Sean mentioned last week before things escalated to the point that they did before your last game, that, you know, when you play a Monday night game, the game plan basically is installed Saturday, and then obviously things change for you guys that day, and then as late as Monday morning. In a case like this, how many iterations, I guess, through the week of a game plan have you guys been through at this point? How many variables are you now factoring in, knowing that this still is probably going to be a fluid situation?
Yeah, you know, a few. And I would imagine that, like you said, I mean, as players, we are expecting this thing to, you know, hopefully stay the same, but, you know, it might change, you know, both for the positive and the negative. You know, we don't really know which way that's going to go. We could have guys test out and come back, and now a bunch of stuff that we thought we had earlier in the week or we're thinking about doing comes back to us, or maybe it goes the other way. You know, we don't know. So we just got to be able to adjust and adapt. We were able to do that last Monday, you know, really on the day of the game, and still be able to make some things happen. So hopefully, you know, we don't have to do too much adjusting. If we do, it's on the positive, you know, end of it, and we'll see.
With something like this, when personnel is shifting and rotating to the level it has, and I know things could change, particularly like with your offensive line or with the defensive line moving forward, but I guess at every position, is there some maybe safety concern as well? Some guys coming in cold out of the building who are, you know, additions from the practice squad and then now expected to play maybe, or guys who maybe are coming off the list that had been, you know, in a waiting and holding pattern all week. From your perspective as a quarterback, you know, been in the league for a while, is that a safety concern at all?
Well, you know, I think really, to be honest with you, today was the first time a lot of guys had, you know, probably done football movements. You can work out at your house or do whatever, but football movements since Monday, that's kind of a decent break for us as well. So I thought our guys did a great job of kind of letting us build up into practice, get guys moving around again. We'll do a little bit of that again tomorrow, I would imagine. You know, try to get as much full speed as we deem, you know, appropriate, but at the same time, have everybody's safety involved. And then, you know, I think that's a part of it. And then, you know, the following week's going to be another short week for us late into the season, but that's just the way it is, you know, and we're you know, we're used to adapting, you know, whatever the situation needs to be. Injuries come up in seasons, and guys that haven't played a lot are now asking to, you know, play the whole game and shoot. I think about, you know, Coleman and Brian a couple of, you know, weeks ago, you know, and Coleman hadn't played a whole lot. And then all of a sudden Brian goes down, Coleman plays the whole game. You know, I mean, that's a big ask for him, but he steps up and does it. So I've got a lot of confidence in the guys in our team and our training staff. We do a great job of keeping guys ready to go, but, you know, a lot of confidence in the guys in our team to ask, you know, to complete whatever task is really, you know, put in front of them.
Thank you.
Yep.
Stu.
Hey, Matthew, is there anything that you do differently given the, maybe uncertain nature of what personnel you might be working with on Tuesday. Sorry, my
No.
fault. I mean, is there anything as far as like outside of the normal scope of, what you do in meetings and things like that to get guys ready and prepared, knowing you may or may not have certain guys on Tuesday that you're going to be working with or playing with?
No, my communication with those guys is pretty constant. Whether it's in the meeting rooms or on the practice field, we're always talking to maybe a different guy in a different spot. We've got guys that are smart enough to move positions and move around if we need to. I think our guys up front do a great job of communicating as well. And that's what it boils down to, right? If I can communicate to a guy in a huddle what he's got on a certain play, I feel really comfortable about going out there and executing with all of our guys. We've got talented players and they know where to be in the right time, in the right spot. It's on me to just go out there and throw a good pass to him, hand it off to him, get us in the right protection, whatever it is. It all comes down to communication, which is something we stress around here and try to do at a high level.
Thank you.
Gary?
Matthew, as someone who's been in the league for a long time, we often say you've seen it all, but have you ever seen anything like this?
No, it's crazy. It was interesting today just to show up, to practice, and half the guys you're used to seeing just aren't here, and that's just a different feeling. But once the ball's put down and it's time to go practice and play, I feel like we do a great job of eliminating all the distractions and going out there and practicing and playing. So I thought we got a lot of really good work in today, and hopefully we'll continue to do that throughout the week and hopefully get some guys back. That would be a huge plus.
And I think I have this right in terms of who's on the list and who's not, but I think currently Rob Havenstein's still on the list. Bobby Evans is on the list. Joe Noteboom is now. Are you concerned at all about who's going to play right tackle?
No, as long as I don't have to play, I think we'll be good. No, I got a lot of trust and belief in those guys. Who knows? We might get some of those guys back. Listen, we've got enough guys to go out there and play. We'll do a great job. I'm excited for those guys that are going to be getting opportunities. And if they don't, maybe we get one or two of those guys back and it goes back to status quo and we play ball from there. At this point in the week, just trying to dial in the game plan and make sure that we go out there and attack them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin, we'll wrap up with you.
Hey, Matthew. Greg Gaines was telling us that he didn't realize how crazy things were getting until he showed up at the facility on Tuesday and was told he couldn't come in. I don't know if he missed a memo or what, but when did you realize that that this was getting weird?
I don't know. Probably Tuesday as well. Monday when we had the couple positives on game day, that was strange. And then I feel like Tuesday was the day maybe we had the most guys added to the list. I'm not sure on the numbers or if that's right or not, but seemed like a big number on Tuesday. And then, that was kind of immediately uncertainty in the air from our perspective, especially because we were kind of at that point working on the protocols kind of from last year / the ones that they had set forth at the beginning of this year as far as return to play goes. So those numbers were going to be really slim on those, because it was going to be a full 10 days or, whatever those protocols were. The guys were out a little bit longer. So, the uncertainty kind of happened then. And then, just been fluid ever since, trying to figure out what the best way to go about it is.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Matthew, thank you, man.